Hey, folks, welcome to the Mike North 5-minute half-hour news. That's right, 5 minutes of news that normally takes 30 minutes. You go to these big networks, they feel like they got to put on an extravaganza. Not here at north2north.com. Tell your folks about the Mike North Entertainment Network, NORTHDO, NORTH.com. Be the hit at the water cooler. Be the hit at the restaurant. Be the hit on the basketball court. Hey, did you see the Mike North 5-minute half-hour news? Let the word out. We picked up a couple more sponsors yesterday. We're kicking ass and taking names later. The State of the Union speech. All I have to say is 80 different times, people getting up and clapping like trained seals, okay? Sometimes some people clap, sometimes some other people don't clap. John Boehner looks like he's going to fall asleep. I thought he was going to start crying again. Joe Biden kept texting. Here's another thing. When somebody's talking, especially the President of the United States, I found this so God-blessed rude. To Dick Durbin, who basically just has a free pass, we can just keep hiking income tax. Dick Durbin's texting. Everybody's texting. Everybody's looking down. I know it's hard to do, and I've probably been accused of it in the past, but not with the President of the United States. For God's sake, sit down on your ass. You people, most of you Congress people couldn't get a job in the private sector. So you know what? Sit there and behave yourself. And then if Dick Durbin comes on some television show, I'm not going to listen to him because I don't think he was listening. So that's just the way it is. Okay? So Barack Obama, last night, I'd give him a C. Okay, up, down, all around. But he said the same stuff last year and the year before, and it didn't transpire. Also, Mary Mitchell got me crying today. Boo-hoo! Rahm Emanuel back on the ballot. But there's some issues here, folks. How does the Illinois court say he's off, and then the next day he's on? They printed 300,000 absentee ballots without his name on it. How much did that cost? Now they got to print those absentee ballots with his name on it. Now the Supreme Court's going to take a look at it. The Illinois Supreme Court, and Ann Burke, who's already back in Chico. I don't know if it's Gary or Jerry yet until he becomes more viable. Her and her husband are back, and she's going to be on the case. She's got to recruit. She should just say, I'm not involved. I'm not involved. You can't rule on case when you've already showed that you're backing the opponent. I mean, that just makes sense to me. By the way, Wayne Gretzky turned 50 today. Turned 50. Here's the shocker to me. I didn't know I was 8 years older than the guy. I mean, that's a shocker. And they still call him the great one, although I contend if he had played in the 60s and 70s, he wouldn't hold most of these records. He played in a watered-down league, but that's beside the point. Never had to play defense and never had to fight, okay? I think he fought once in his whole career. They protected him to the height where they wouldn't even check him. So I look at his records, I go, you know what? He was the guy that saved the game because of his scoring exploits. He's great. I put him in my top 5. I would not call him the greatest. I saw guys like Gordie Howe, Bobby Hull in the 6-team league. It's a different story, folks, than 32. That means, okay, without those 32 teams, all them guys would have been in the minor leagues. In the minor leagues that he played against. There's only 6 teams. I mean, that's just the way that I look at it. Also, I want to say this, that the Chicago Bulls won last night. And, folks, are you watching? Are you seeing what we're seeing? Charles Barkley says when they get healthy, they can challenge for the Eastern Conference crown. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Challenging for the Eastern Conference crown? Who thought that was going to happen? Not me. I thought they'd be good. I thought they'd be the 5th or 6th seed. They're in 3rd place right now in the Eastern Conference. If the playoffs started today, we got some home court advantage, folks. So you got to give credit where credit is due. The Chicago Blackhawks lose last night in what a lot of people thought was a listless game, a listless effort. The Blackhawks really, I can't get into them yet, folks. I really can't. By the way, if you're watching, we got on the Vienna part of the I'm Just Saying and all the other wonderful things, we add different things. We're going to start adding a hot dog stand a day, okay? And we have a list for the Vienna I'm Just Sayings, which are the 1 minute documentaries that we do. So make sure you check them out. And if you know a favorite hot dog stand, check in every day to see if you hear it because they have a ton of them. Vienna's doing very, very well. This just in. Also, it's going to be cold today, going to be chilly again. It's going to be chilly all the way until spring comes in and might start warming up. But I will say this, no precipitation from what I'm hearing. Of course, I haven't watched all the weather yet, but it seems to be a pretty safe deal. So that has been the Mike North 5-minute half-hour news brought to you by my friends, my buddies at the fine village of Rosemont. I'm Mike North for the Village of Rosemont. From the 9th largest convention center to restaurants to theaters, sports venues, and hotels. 5 minutes from O'Hare, you got it all here. Rosemont, you can't miss it.